Hi everyone, we're the Love of Mezcal, and today we'll be reviewing Zinacantan Papalometl in Cuero.
So the master mezcalera for this brand is Fabiola Torres Monfil, and this comes from San Diego La Mesa, Tochimilcingo, Puebla. Papalometl is a agave potatorum. It is the same thing as Tovala from Oaxaca. They fermented this one in rawhide, and it is a nod to their past because when mezcal was outlawed, all of their fermentation vats were destroyed. So the family, which also does the cattle business, they would adapt and use rawhide for fermentation vats. So it's a nod to the history of the family.
And if you're not familiar with the brand, definitely give them a follow. They are on Instagram. Diana is part owner of the brand, and they really focus on reforestation efforts, not only of the maguey, but also of the native plants. They're really conscientious of preserving the maguey in order to continue producing, but in a way that isn't completely depleting the landscape. They're really focusing on ensuring that there is maguey that is not just harvested for mezcal, but also allowed to pollinate as a food source for the bats. So if you look at their bottles, you'll see bats are on there because that is a big thing that they're focusing on. And also if you see it on my shirt, and it's really cool to see brands caring so much, not only about preserving the landscape, but also ensuring that there's food sources for the animals that rely on them.
Another way that they're conscientious about maguey and mezcal production is they only limit their production to a few months. I believe they start in January, but I do know for a fact they end at the beginning of May. And the last batch they ever make for every season is their pechuga. That's like their signature final batch.
The very first time that we got to try this mezcal or agave spirit was at Agave Heritage Festival in April of earlier this year. We just attended Mezcal por Siempre, and Diana was there, and she was so gracious enough to gift us this bottle. And it was just, we've tried it before, so this is not our first time trying it, but we liked it so much, and she was so generous to share this with us.
So muchas gracias.
Yes.
So on the back of the bottle, it actually talks about the production notes. It's cooked in a conical earthen brick oven with wake wood. They use the electric mill to crush it. Wild yeast is used to ferment. They use well water, and it is distilled in a copper still. And like I said earlier, this was fermented in a rawhide vat. The ABV for this mezcal is 48%. Smell?
Yes.
It's a signature potatorum. A little bit of sweet. Oh man, it smells like.
It smells sweet.
It's kind of weird. It smells like the sweetness from like buttered popcorn.
Okay. So for me, it smells kind of sweet, but also I think I'm getting some of that rawhide. But it's
like a gaminess?
Yeah, slightly. But then it's also kind of sharp smell, like hairspray, like Aquanet.
Okay. Yeah, there's just like little sharpness to it.
Like hairspray, like aerosol hairspray.
Something, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Like the fragrance from like Aquanet.
Yeah. Sausita.
Sausita. There's like a flash of sweetness, and there's like a little sweet potato notes to it.
It doesn't taste as like tropical fruit to me. It does taste more like kind of sweet potato, like baked sweet potato. But I'm not getting a whole lot of like that distinct rawhide flavor. Because we have another mezcal that is fermented in rawhide, and that feels like I've licked a saddle. Like it's very potent on the taste, where this is very, very soft.
Yeah. There is that like signature positorum like sweetness.
It's a little bit astringent, like tannic, where if you have a red wine where it draws out, kind of dries out your mouth.
Yeah.
I'm getting that on my tongue right now.
Yeah, I'm getting it too.
Yeah.
Are you getting any heat at all, like in your chest, or is it just on your throat or like the top of the throat?
I'm actually getting no heat. It's like very
No?
soft for me.
Mine's like I guess like where my tonsils would be. Is the only heat I'm getting. Nothing's going to my neck or my throat or my chest.
No, I'm not getting any heat at all. This is just very pleasant.
Yeah, it's just like really sweet, like cooked agave, like the sweet potato, like that starchiness. It's good.
This is really good. So, if you've been watching us for a while, you know I'm the Puebla fan, and this is really good. We don't have too much from Puebla, and it's really exciting to see more agave spirits coming out of states, because everybody, you know, Mezcal, everybody thinks Oaxaca, but in reality, many other states are producing agave spirits. So it's really cool to see more brands coming out and doing things the right way.
Yeah, because there has been a slight shift. There's been some bigger brands that are moving to Puebla. And so you might see some stuff from commercial brands, but, you know, it's commercial stuff. This is one of the few brands from Puebla that is doing it the right way. And it's a very special expression.
So earlier this year, they actually suffered a fire that was started nearby, and it affected their area. They lost some of their maguey's as well as surrounding plants that they were trying to harvest, which are from the area. It is something that really has impacted them. And for that reason, we want to stress the importance of highlighting brands that are doing things the right way. They are a brand that's doing things the right way, and you can support them in their efforts to rebuild by purchasing their agave spirits.
Yep, because not every agave that they're planting or growing is for production. They are trying to preserve the endemic plants from that area. So they had stuff that was meant just to keep it alive in Puebla, and some of them were affected by the fire. So it's an unfortunate event.
Yeah, but they're resilient and they will rebuild.
Yep.
So if you're looking for places to try this, if you happen to be in Tucson, you can try this at Bar Crisol and Westbound Tap and Bottle you can purchase.
And in California, Madre or Go Madre Shop online has it, and also Mirate carries it as well. Mirate actually bought a Pizumel batch that is fermented in rawhide. Pizumel is agave marmorada, similar to Tepestates, but not exactly the same thing. And also K&L in California carries it.
Be sure to follow them on Instagram for more information regarding the brand.
Thank you for taking a sip with us.
Felicita.